I know, right?
And there we are live up in this thing. Hello, everyone. I am Paul Wizzo. And before we meet our guests, I just have a couple of small little announcements to get out the way. And if you'd like to subscribe to Wizzo Talk, the link is in the description or it's strolling across the bottom of the screen. Just make sure you hit that notification bell because I post according to my guest availability rather than a fixed schedule. And you'd like to be a guest on the show, by all means, hit me up in the comments, in the chat, send me a carrier pigeon, messenger, smoke signal, whatever you got to do. And don't worry about a topic because I have plenty of them. We'll get you on the show. And whatever you do, remember that it's absolutely free, 100% free to like, share, and subscribe. So we are going to meet our guest, and we still have one more coming on. Let's see if we can get a sound check.
Okay, so I can't see my face now. Okay.
Okay, but we're live,
We
so
hear
we,
you.
we, we can't see your face, but we can hear you.
Right, we're stuck there.
So
I was
what,
not
we,
showing my face. Oh my.
what we're going to do now, there you go.
We see you now.
We're going to go around the room and we're going to meet our guests.
You know, I hope they can.
We can hear you now.
We can hear you.
Go watch TV in my
So
Can you hear us?
we can you hear us, Nick?
Can they hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we hear you.
Can you not hear us?
I think Praise and Aubrey shook their head. Yes, so don't say anything crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, they said yes.
We see and hear y'all.
Yes.
See it right. Exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Are we ready? Jesus, take the wheel.
She a mother for real.
Already.
Exactly. This is
Okay. So what we're gonna do while she's working that out, y'all, and hopefully we'll get to her. I don't know if she can hear us yet, but we're gonna meet. We're gonna go around the room. We're gonna meet our guests. Let y'all do your own intro, and then we'll try to get her fixed out while we go. And so we'll let you go first, right here.
When you say intro, what actually are you looking for? Just wondering.
I am looking for your name, and if you want to say anything, because see, I have other guests that come on sometime, and they'll have a podcast, they have a clothing line. They might want to say whatever it is you want to say, or you can just say your name, and I'll move on to the next one. So your intro is whatever you want to say.
Because I swear I got a lot going on. But my name is Ashley Johnson. I'm a mother of three. I have a 15-year-old daughter. I am also a third grade social studies and science teacher.
Nice.
I also own a business of bracelets. Let me throwing it out there, called Pieces of Me by Lee. And I'm a loctician
Okay,
called Lock
now
by Lee.
already now on the bracelet. So if someone's watching right now, maybe they're watching it later. What's the website? How do they find that? How do they find you?
They can go to Etsy. I have a shop there called Pieces of Me by Lee. Like pieces, broken pieces. I put the link in the chat. That's what I'll
Okay,
do.
I'll just fix that. Put the link in the chat, and I will share it. So appreciate it. So that's your intro. Talk about your business. Talk about you. If you don't have one, like to hear it, here you go. So that's cool. All right, let's move on to the next one. Oh, and another thing is that the intro helps me try to remember how to pronounce everyone's name, which I'm going to mess up, but it helps me try anyway. All righty, let's move right along.
Yeah. Okay. Hi guys. I'm Aubrey. My mom is Kanika. I'm an entrepreneur as well. I have my own bar school and I'm a music artist. To be honest, I'm the only Aubrey. If you Google me, all my accolades come up just as my name. You can find me. Yeah. And
Okay.
I live in New York City, so that's another
Oh,
cool thing about me. I've been here for about 9 years now.
oh, that's what's up. I just left New York probably about 6 months ago. All right, Aubrey, did I say it right?
Yeah.
Probably did. We'll see. I will work on it. All right, let's be our next guest.
Hi guys, I'm Prasia. I'm the oldest. Brianna is my sister, and Nika is my mom. I'm the owner of a media and lifestyle brand called Always Pray. My sister also has on my hoodie. I basically empower Black women to follow their dreams through personal development. So it's a community-based company, and you can find us at alwayspray.com with an I.
All right, that's what's up. And you ladies that have these business entrepreneurs, make sure if y'all get a chance to post it in the chat or after we share this video or something like that, post it. So tag it to it in case someone wants to, because I'm a big supporter in other businesses, so make sure you guys do that because I'll buy it up. I got t-shirts and bracelets and everything.
Me
Okay, let's meet our next guest.
Wizzo, I am so sorry. I know you are probably tired of me. I am so sorry. Hey, Ashley. Okay, but
Your
those are
daughters are
my
everything. I love it. I love that for you.
so, yeah, you know I love you, girl. But anyways, those are my two daughters. You got everyone knows about me. I know I'm a foster parent right now. I'm working with I'm Possible in reference to opening up a teen center in Killeen, Texas. My goal is to open up a transitional home for children aging out of foster care eventually, and to provide resources for females who've been trafficked and for boys as well. I'm just giving back to the community, trying to make a difference. And July 26th, that's my baby's birthday. But July 26th, we are having a block party in Killeen, Texas for the teens. And even if they're not a teen, we would love to have you guys out. So please look for I'm Possible, spelled impossible. But I'm Possible because everyone's possible. Every child has, they can do it. Anyways, go ahead, Paul. I'm sorry.
Well, thank you for letting me come back here. Hey, look, well, I am definitely not tired of you and your energy. I've told you that at dance class. It'd be killing me because you be getting into it. So that is outstanding. So I appreciate that. And I'll be moving the screen around a little bit. But first, let me just say, someone posted in the chat, and I'm not sure who he was speaking of, and let us know if you're single. So I don't know. I don't
Okay.
know which one he was talking about, Lynn, but that's one of our guys. I've interviewed him also. So I appreciate each and every one of you coming on the show. And mothers and daughters relationship, I have two other people that didn't get to make it. But I just have some questions for you guys, for you ladies. I'm sorry. And we're just going to feed off one another. One thing I like everyone to remember that we all can't talk at one time, and you all will get a chance. So me, I usually have to make a note, and when it comes back around to you, then you're free to kick it in reverse and do whatever say you want to say. And I'd like to hear it, so here we go. So this is my first thing. I'll do a little something different. Before I get to my first question, I want to ask y'all this, and then we'll work our way around the room with this question here. So when you think about the word family, what feeling of memory comes to your mind first when you think about the word family? So let me go to Miss Ashley and ask her first.
Love,
Okay,
um, intimacy in a family way is what I think of.
okay,
We
all
love
right,
hugs, kisses, telling each other I love you. That that's what I think of.
okay. That's what's up. Appreciate that. Miss Praisha.
Um, Connection, I guess I'll say.
Okay,
The
thank you.
Yeah, you're able to connect on a deeper level with your family, and grow with them, go through the good times, the bad times, and still be there for one another. So I
Okay,
would say connection for sure.
connection. All right. Oh, look at that. I'm putting me on the screen. I'm gonna try to put myself up there. Aubrion.
Yes. I mean, first comes to mind for me is because my mom always tells us, blood doesn't make you family. And like a lot of people I've made family or that I count on, it's not necessarily, directly related to me or, what they say, but I do consider a lot of people close to me and family. So,
Okay, all right. That's what's up. Appreciate that. Nika. Yeah, I didn't say that right. But go ahead.
You got my kid's name right, but you still stuttering on mine. Really, Paul?
I know it tripping. Go ahead.
So, wow, believe it or not, I didn't realize that question would be that hard. Um, it's like my daughter said, I used to tell them, like, I feel like blood doesn't make you family. People say blood is thicker than water. I disagree because I think blood can stain. I think that water runs through. And I think that you can get a blood transfusion. And I also think that you need water to survive. So family does not necessarily mean blood related.
Okay. Got you covered. Okay. Appreciate that. I just like to throw a little something off in there. I've kind of started doing. So let me get to my first question. And like I said, well, the thing about it is, don't none of y'all know what I'm going to ask. So here on Wizzo Talk, it's uncut, it's unedited. So my first question to you ladies is this right here, mothers and daughters. So is being a best friend with your daughter a blessing or or curse? It said boundary issue, but I just threw curse in there myself. So
What was the original word, if you don't mind me asking?
boundary issue.
Is could you repeat the question? I'm sorry.
Yes. Is being a best friend with your daughter a blessing or a boundary issue?
Or
And I,
boundary
and
issue.
I say that because I've heard some mothers say to their daughters, I'm not your best friend. And it seemed like to me sometimes it should be, but I'm not, it's not for me to answer all this here, but I give my
Um,
input, I guess. So let me go to Miss Ashley.
I think Nika will be best to answer that only because she has perspective of young children and older children. I don't have that perspective of an older child. I am not my daughter's friend. Let's be clear. No, maybe when they get older, like them, because I've had an encounter with Aubrion, and she cool. I could do that. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So yeah, that may be something totally different. The dynamic did look like it was fun between you guys. Like it could have been a friendship there, but I don't have that experience.
Well,
I can't speak.
You want
and
to hear something so
you,
funny, Ashley? You're thinking Aubrion is my Kale.
Oh
oh,
And
yes.
Frazier and Aubrey, y'all want to hear something funny?
That's
Wizzo, why
funny.
you
Like,
thinking?
She,
I
hold
heard
up, hold up, we can't go all at one time, so we can't get it. So, but Ashley, I want to come back to you because even though you say you don't, I still would like to get some input on the answer on that
oh, I
question.
did. I gave you the input
Okay,
on the younger child. We're not
okay,
friends. And
okay,
and and, and that's a curse to
right,
even for me. It's a curse in the experience that I've had because my 15-year-old is educationally a little higher than most.
right.
My 15-year-old is a senior in high school. So she had to grow up a little quicker because she skipped 2 grades. Um, us being friends right now because she's in my house. No, I don't see that.
Okay,
No, I'm mom. There is a hierarchy here and I'm at the top. So yeah, that's my
okay,
perspective on younger children, adolescents.
okay, gotcha. All right, what we got there?
I think it depends. There's limits, right? You want to be close with your child, obviously, as they're growing up. I feel like when they're younger, this is not really a question until they get to like 15, 16, right? Because when they're younger, it's not really something you have to deal with. It, like you said, you are at the top of that. But I feel as you know, your child gets older, um, you should try to cultivate some relationship where you can kind of relate to them on a different level so that you can have a closer relationship. I think our mom did a good job at that. And so as we got older, we became closer in terms on the friend scale. But no, when we were younger, we knew not to disrespect her, even though she still treated us like her little friends. There was limits to that. We didn't disrespect her in any way. So I feel like boundaries. But
Okay, all right, appreciate it.
I'm a little controversial.
Good, go ahead.
I just think it's a boundary issue because you can be your child's best friend without reiterating, "Oh, I'm not your best friend," and/or "I'm your best friend," because then there's some situations where you truly can just be a friend figure, but then when there's time for authority, then you got to revert back. I'm not your friend, you know. So, and then that just comes. Obviously, we still, not. I'm best friends with my mom, and like still to this day. But that can cause just many scenarios depending on the parenting style too. You can get too comfortable. My mom's never went too far till we ever got too comfortable anyway. So that definitely can be the case. So if you just already like, just using that term can get sticky. Just be your child's friend regardless and apply authority when needed regardless.
Okay.
I think it's a boundary issue. Yeah.
Okay. You were going to say something a while ago about do you want to hear something? So the floor is yours. So you can back up to that and answer whatever you want to do. What you got?
I'm so sorry, Wizzo. No, I got excited. It was so funny. Ashley was thinking that Aubryon was my other daughter, Michael. Michael's not on here. But what's so funny about Ashley, someone thought Ashley was my daughter. And they thought that Michael, they said Ashley fit in with my girls. So I absolutely love that Ashley is here. It's so cute. Ashley's like the best, anyways. And I had no clue she was going to be here. So it's just so cool. I'm like, that's so funny. They actually thought Ashley was a part of my daughter crew. And Ashley's thinking that Aubryon is Michael. So I just love that. Ashley's been in my house and everything. Ashley's a baby doll. But anyways, I agree with everything that Ashley said and with my girl said. I believe that I'm Aubreyon's right with you have to choose your words. You don't have to remind them that they're not your friend. But I do believe in setting boundaries. Like for example, Ashley is speaking of my Michael. Michael is 19. So Michael does what 19-year-olds do. And someone actually an adult my age brought up Michael saw that the adult had some weed on him and Michael made a comment and the adult kind of was like, yeah girl, I do this, I do that. I was highly offended. I was highly offended because she's still my child and I carry myself a certain way around my children. So, in spite of what I might do, when I'm with my children, I still have to carry myself a certain way. Because even though they're adults, she's 19, but she's still my child. And my kids are my best friends. And I call Michael my broke best friend. These two have jobs now and they're taking care of themselves, but they're my best friends as well. They are my children who grew up to later be my best friend. And that's the blessing of it all.
Right. Okay. Right. I like that. I like that. So let me ask you this, since we still have you up on the big screen, and we'll see if anyone else has any comment. So you have a daughter out there, and she has some issues, whatever it may be, boy, girl, whatever it is. When you want her to talk to you as your best friend before she go talk to her best friend, when
Yes.
you want to, oh, go ahead.
I'm so sorry. Wizzo, go ahead. I'm
No,
so
no,
sorry.
go ahead. I'm just done.
No, so wait, so it's so funny you say that. As women, we wear many hats. So my kids can even tell you when it gets to that, I think my mom hat does come off. Because I've even said some inappropriate things to my kids. Like I get mad because I'm a mom and I used to get bullied a lot. So I'll go from that mommy, that maternal to cuddling to where somebody, I've gotten on the bus with my kids and I'm not proud of it. I was young, but one of them could tell you I threatened to fight a kid on the bus one time because of my kid. So I'll go from oh my baby to what she say. I'm like, and if it's a boy, I'm not gonna lie. I've been like, excuse my mouth. I don't talk like this in front of minors. My foster children are not here right now. So
Okay.
I said, fuck him. I
Right.
have said that. Can I say that was on your thing?
It's uncut, unedited. Drop whatever you like.
Okay, so even when they've been teenagers, I'll get ratchet when it comes to stuff like that. If they're real emotional, I'm like, fuck that. He don't know what he has. He ain't nobody anyways. You
Right.
know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's when I want to become the girlfriend to let them see if they want to vent. If they, I even allowed my children to write bad things about me. They couldn't say it to me, but I would tell them they could write whatever they wanted because I believe they should be able to express themselves. When they turned 18, I told them both, especially Prasia, because she was the older one. I told her, sit down and anything you feel I failed at, tell me. And I want to apologize and let us get it straight.
Okay. That's right. Anybody else have any comment on that? No.
I would just say, as far as like, again, with the boundaries, like if you already set the tone to where you and your kid have those open discussions, then they're gonna, and that's also kind of reflects off the question, can it be a boundary issue?
Okay.
If you don't reframe best friend, not best friend, then maybe they'll just feel open regardless of the situation.
Gotcha. All right. Any other comments on that? No. Okay. Well,
No,
Miss Ashley, what you cooking? I know you say you was cooking. What you cooking?
lemon pepper chicken.
Number
I
one.
made some spaghetti, and the chicken had to go with it. But it
Only
wasn't fried; it was
Louisiana
baked.
people.
It was baked. I had to go get that out the oven. But I'm
Oh,
back.
okay. Well, welcome back. So let me say this right here too. We have some viewers watching. So viewers that's out there watching now, if you have any questions, put them off in the chat, and I'll share them on the screen. And maybe if they have a chance, they'll get to those questions and maybe answer them. I have one question that I'm gonna get to that some lady asked me to ask, but I'm gonna get to it in just a moment because she knew what the podcast was going to be about and couldn't come on. So let me ask you ladies this: do you think a mother-daughter relationship should ever get so toxic that it leads to them in a physical fight with each other? So let me go. I see a bunch of head shaking. Let me go with Frazier first, right here.
Absolutely not. In no way, shape, or form. It's just like I have so much respect for my mother personally. I could never imagine me putting my hands on her like that. and I've seen, I've seen some videos and things like that and the point of views. And I do think sometimes it can be a reflection of your environment and unfortunately sometimes trauma that's being passed down to where that's how you communicate and interact with your loved ones. And sometimes that's all you know. So I get it, but for me, no, we got to set better standards for ourselves.
Okay. All right. Anyone else got a comment on that?
I want to say she took the words right out of my mouth.
Now I
Like
hate when
once you
that
said
happens.
it, I was like, my God,
Yeah.
everything. There's no way I could do that to my mom. I could care less what the relationship was like. The way I grew up in Louisiana, we were like super Baptist. There's a hierarchy, and she had me. Why would I raise my hand to my mom?
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No,
Like even as siblings and stuff, we weren't raised that way. So like we would never that hurt each other with the malicious intent. Like sure, even as sisters, we would like it's a little different as sisters. We would like get in like a squabble. We would never try to physically hurt each other. Sure, emotions will run high, but that's just truly shows your personality if you're not raised like that. So I don't think it would just encounter with my family at all.
Okay.
We're humans, not animals. There should be no reason you should be putting your hand on somebody else. And if that's where it gets to, you need some serious counseling. And I seem like I feel like maybe that's something that they've been taught. I've never hit my mom, and I think it's unacceptable.
Okay. All right, Jason. Appreciate you tapping in. Jason just tapped in, one of my guys there. So no matter what, no matter the circumstances, you don't raise your hand to mom. Period.
no. Who are you?
No. And I think it's important to note, like you said, toxic like
Yeah.
relationship.
Yeah.
So I think that's key. Like if you're creating this toxic relationship with your mother, I mean, in some cases, maybe you got to cut ties and give yourself some space if you really can't, be in a relationship with that person. But yeah,
And in most scenarios, there is some sacrifice. I mean, there's not all mothers have, but most, even with some with the utmost mistakes. So I feel like that's considered, especially within our community.
Okay. What do you mean by within our community?
Come on, just
Come.
2 weeks ago, we are black.
black
I
women
mean,
sacrifice a lot.
yeah, that like let's be real. That's the top. We don't want to make it the topic with most things, but when it comes to like parenting and our relationships with our parents and how we raise our children culturally, it's going to differ. So,
Okay. All right. I'll take that. So this is one that my a friend of mine asked me to answer. Well, actually, she gave me like about five, but I'm not going to read all of them. She came on the show or whatever. But she asked me, and she put true or false. Some mothers are jealous of their daughters. I see you shaking your head, so we'd like to hear it. Here you go. Let me change the screen for you first. Got to
Uh,
get you on the big screen.
um, Frazier and Aubrey, y'all know where I'm gonna go with this. I think you do. Is it okay if I bring it up?
just don't go too far because it's not all based off that, and there's many reasons on why you guys both envy each other.
Okay. Yes, I do. Oh goodness. Ooh. I wish you wouldn't have went there. Where's so? Ooh,
Well,
baby.
before you say anything, see that's the thing about here on
Keep
Wizzo
it
Talk.
light and cute, and be mindful with your words.
Yeah,
Okay.
no one knows what I'm going to ask. I don't even know half the time. So what you got?
I
Share
think
whatever you want.
I think my mom is jealous of me,
Okay.
and people thought I was. It's another family member who who later years later came back and said based upon the conversation they had with her, they see it as well. I know that she loves me. There's no doubt in my mind. I know that she loves me, but I think she didn't expect my life to be the way that it is, and I think she's proud of me. I know she's proud of me. But when people say jealous and envy, I think everyone in the world, I've been jealous of someone before. I'm gonna just keep it real. It's a feeling that it just happens. It's like you love, you hate, jealousy, envy. It's not that it's good. I've never been jealous of my children, because I want my children to be better than me. But I love my mom dearly, but I do think she didn't expect my life to turn out the way it has. and I think she's somewhat shocked. And she's made little comments, um, and I'm trying to be mindful, but I'll just put it out there. Comments just let you see. I, long as the house is clean, that's all I need. And I my I have my house is a little bit bigger. And so, like, I went to her house one time, and like the comment was, "Wait, well, I know my house isn't anything like yours, but just things like that." And I would never, I don't care what anyone's house looks like. My kids would tell you. And when I was a single mom, Wizzle, I lived in a 2-bedroom duplex. And I love for people to see it because it keeps me humble and it keeps me humane. And I know that everything I have today can be taken away in a blink of an eye. And Ashley, I think you've been around me. Ashley, do you think I'm humble?
Yeah, super.
Okay.
So, and when you came to my house, did I act like I was, it
Nope.
was so
It was
much?
like a regular day. We was just having girl time.
And I guess I'm put you on blast if you did think I sucked. I'm sorry, but it's just when
In
she
front
said
of our
it to
1,000
me,
viewers. No, I'm joking. I
it
don't
hurt my feelings though. But when my mom says things like that, it does hurt my feelings. Like, well, I'm sorry, the house don't look like yours, but and I'm like, where's all this coming from? I just came to see my mom, you know, like
Yeah, I get it.
I'm not trying to see what your escrow is or your payment. I don't care. As long as your house is clean. Now, if your house ain't clean, I'm out.
Gotcha.
If it's clean, I don't care.
So, any Ashley, what do you think? You think some mothers are jealous of their daughters?
Yeah, mamas can be jealous of their kids. I'm not jealous of mine. I want mine to go above and beyond. Okay, let's be clear. Let's be clear. I've been prepping that girl since the third
Right.
grade, since we got out of regular school. So
Right.
yes, mamas can be jealous. I see it all the time.
Right.
See it all the time.
Okay. Okay. Next, Frazier, what do you think?
I think how my mom was saying, uh, jealousy is like it's not a, I won't say a natural feeling, but it's a feeling that can come up for anybody. So absolutely, yeah. In some cases worse than others, but I think in any instance a mother can be jealous of their child. That doesn't mean they don't love them or anything like that. But yeah, it can happen.
Okay. All right. Next, anybody other question, Aubrey? I'll probably say.
I just think jealousy comes in many forms. In other words, you could groom your child to be who you want to be. That doesn't mean you show them that and that could still be jealousy. You could live through them. It could, and I think we just need to normalize the word jealous. There's been times I've been jealous of my sister, but not jealous. I'm not upset, but it's a great opportunity. Maybe you wish you could have had it at that time, and that's okay.
Aubrey, baby, fix your mic.
Or come
I
close
was
to the
about to say that.
Sorry, how is it?
Better.
Got it.
Yeah, I just think it comes in many forms. It's not always malicious, and
Okay. That'll work.
it's not necessarily healthy, but
At all.
yeah,
Well, I mean,
I do agree.
we,
yeah,
we,
not healthy, but it
this,
can be
you
done
know,
differently.
when we say healthy, I mean, we don't even eat healthy. So, I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just saying,
Well,
I'll
perspective.
draw y'all attention to the chat so y'all get a chance. Jason posted a couple of things off in there, so y'all get a chance to check those out. And I'll ask this question right here. Let me see. Um, okay, here we go. Because like I said, I got about 30 questions, so I just have to see which I'm gonna pick one. I know we're not gonna get to them all. What's one of your favorite, excuse me, favorite memories you shared with your mother or daughter that always make you smile? So, and anyone,
I don't know. You got us thinking.
that's okay. That's a good thing.
I mean, I have many, but I think I can think of one immediately.
Okay, go ahead. Let's hear it.
Because I have four sisters, remind you, so like I can narrow this down easy to one time. But
Okay.
I graduated high school, going to college, and me and my mom had like an Austin date, and it was so cute. Like, and we went to this. I watched a movie growing up, like Harriet the Spy. We went to like a junkyard and got like donut burgers. Our stomachs were tore up, but like till this day, like those pictures. And just like the fact that I saw something nostalgic, that it was just like good, and I was leaving for college, so I guess like I remember that day from it started till we got home. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? They
Oh, go
still
ahead.
thinking. That's the thing about it here. See,
Me
I,
and
I throw these questions out, and then it's a pause because you have to think about it. But it's okay because, like I said, there's it's uncut, unedited, unscripted, unrehearsed, all that stuff. So, go ahead, Ash. What are you gonna say?
me and my daughter, we always bring up. So there was like a time where there were a lot of good cartoon movies coming out, right? Like Home, Annie, trying to think of the last one, but however, we watched them. We went to the movie theater, and they were like really good movies. And I'm very sentimental, so like I cried at home. Yeah, I did. I cried in Annie, and it was really really good because y'all remember Jamie Foxx was the dad. However, the albums always had to purchase the albums and we listened to them on every car ride. We're military, so I would always come from like Fort Riley back to Louisiana, or actually I think Fort Riley was really the only place, the 14-hour drive, and we would listen to those albums over and over again. And every time we talk about them, that's something that brings smiles to our faces. We still watch Home today. I still cry towards the end too,
That's an emotional movie.
It
right?
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I guess anybody else got a comment on that? No.
No, what I was gonna say is it's funny because I was trying to think of a memory, and so many different memories was coming to my mind. I was like, I'm gonna use that one, that one, that one, and then actually what I thought about was the memory I think of like most is like most recently. I went home and I hung out with my mom, and it was just me and her, and I felt like as an adult, I'm 30 now, right? So it was a different form of connection, and it was so nice. And I felt like I don't get much time with her alone. She doesn't get much time with me alone because there's a lot of sisters involved. So it was nice. I had a really good time.
Okay. All right.
And Wisdom, we even went and had some drinks together. And like, I couldn't like dance, but I did a little cute, classy mommy dance with her. But yeah, but you want to hear one of the fun? So I've had so many memories with my girls, but since we're talking about moms,
Okay.
one of the best memories with my mom, and people are gonna think it's crazy. My mom was in an abusive relationship, and she had to leave the guy that was abusing her, and he was molesting me. And she went to Big Lots. She found an apartment. She left all the furniture there, so we had no furniture. We had no nothing. Only thing we had was electricity. Hell, I might be lying. We might didn't have electricity. Y'all know I'm old.
Golly.
And my mom bought some sleeping bags, and we slept in the floor. And it was so awesome. I know that probably sounds crazy to people, but that's like one of the best memories of my mom. Even though we were hiding and he wasn't supposed to know where we were and stuff. I don't know if I was crazy and young. I was in the sixth grade. I don't know if I felt like I was camping, but it was. It felt so good. That's like one of the best. I still remember the color of the bean bags and everything. She bought them from Big Lots, and we slept in the floor and we slept in them for a while until we found some used furniture. That's another talk show, but it was a great memory. I know y'all looking at me like, how can that be a good memory? This girl need counseling. But it was a great, I probably
No,
told
you can find the
y'all,
good in anything.
Yes, that's good.
but that was one of the fondest memories with me with my mom.
Okay, that's all right. That's good. Ain't nothing wrong with that. And every time there's on the show, I mean, almost every episode that I have, someone shares something personal. And I think you may have shared something personal the last time you were on. So I mean, that's it never fails. So we appreciate you sharing that. So, anybody else have anything on that? I'm usually I'm kind of rushing a little because I know two of y'all have to leave, so I'm trying to make sure I can get in quite a bit before y'all leave. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, yeah, I'm gonna probably have to go too.
Okay, all right. So let me ask you this, and y'all, if before you get ready to go, make sure you let me know if you have anything you'd like to say. So you have something you'd like to say, you fixing to go right now, or you got a couple more minutes?
Oh no, I'm good for
Okay,
an
okay,
hour. Yeah, I got good 30.
okay. So let me ask you this: have you ever said something to each other, meaning your mother or daughter, that you wish you could take back? And let me go to Frazier first.
Say the question again.
Have you ever said something to each other, you mean, mother, daughter, that you wish you could take back?
Honestly, no. I don't think I've
Okay.
ever said anything. I think I choose
She's a good.
one of my like it can be a pro and a con, but I think I choose my words very wisely. even if I'm an overthinker. So I'm very considerate of other people's feelings. I'm the oldest child, so of course not. Let's just leave it there.
Okay, all righty. Let's see. What you got? What's up?
Not in general, because like I said, how we were raised, we just don't speak to each other any type of way. I will just say I have different personalities, so who knows? I maybe.
Baby, fix the
A
mic.
mic.
Yeah, I was just about to say we. Go ahead.
Oh, that's weird. How it was okay at first. What about now?
Yeah, you good?
Like I said, it won't really be scary on the beginning. We were just raised
It's
not to.
going out again.
Okay, give me 2 seconds, guys. 2 seconds. I'm gonna put headphones.
All righty. Let me give her 2 seconds. Time is up. No.
Look, I'm back too. You was talking. Hold on. Oh, that's my phone. Let me disconnect. Actually, see it. Okay, here we go.
Uh-oh.
I'm here. I'm here.
Okay. Just making sure.
Worry. iPod, my AirPods. All right, you guys can hear me.
Yes.
Perfect.
We can't see you, but we can hear you. Oh,
Now
there
you
you
can
are.
see me. Yes. Okay, so we don't really have that situation in our family. I do have a strong personality, so maybe some things I can address differently. I don't necessarily think I've done anything, said anything directly to hurt my mom. If I did, mommy, tell me now.
Okay, let's see. Anybody? Anything on that, Ash? No.
No, I think for me, that something like that to get you popped in the mouth. No, I've never said anything like that to get popped in the mouth.
Right.
So no.
Okay.
Mm-mm.
All right. All right. Well, that'll work. Anything that you may have said it. Ouch.
to to my mom, no. Several things that I've said to my children that I regret that I wish I could take back. I was angry, and I'm not gonna say I was angry. I was hurt people, hurt people. One of the things I do regret is because I was a single mom at the time. I used to tell them that Santa Claus, they never were allowed to believe in Santa. And I told them I worked too hard. And no, I'm not racist, as you guys know. But I used to tell them I worked too hard for them to think some fat white man bought their toys.
Yeah.
I regret that today because I feel like children need imagination. And now that I'm a foster parent, I'm taking several classes, done CASA advocating. I would never steal a child's childhood again. But yeah, I do regret and wish I would have allowed them the opportunity to be real children instead of, me letting them see, oh, I'm a strong black woman.
Right. Right. Okay.
That's okay
All right.
too.
You
Yeah,
said
I
it's
think
too
that's
late.
okay too. Cause girl,
Yeah,
my
that's
kids don't believe in
like.
Santa either. Not taking that back.
What you say, Ashley? You ain't taking it.
I'm not taking that back. I did work too hard for what I did. No, no. They know what's up. They know.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
sorry. I'm just a realist as a parent. Okay.
And I was too, Ashley, but I was a little too real, fool.
yeah, like I get what you're saying. As far as the Santa Claus things, there's a thin line with that. There's some reality to that, but there is to a child's innocence as well. Like
I
yeah.
do get what you're saying. Like my son lost a tooth the other day, right? He was like, "Mom, so I'm gonna put the tooth under my pillow. Are you gonna put $1 there?" No. No, no, son, I'm not. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Both of them lost it too, right? But the oldest didn't ask me. The baby boy, he's very clever. I love him.
That's something
He
else.
always asks questions like that, and I told him no. But when he did ask me for $1 later on, I went pound for quarters and gave it to him.
For
But
you
quarter.
know,
Ashley, I was worse than that. Actually, my kids would tell you so I would buy them. Their room was Barbie. They had Barbie everything, and I bought them only like 2 Ken dolls. And one time they told me they needed more Ken dolls. Do you guys remember what I did? And so they went and they made one of the Barbies of Ken, and they were like, "Mom, he's a Ken." I said, "Oh, your Barbie's a lesbian." Like that was
Mom,
too
these are
far.
sensitive times.
Yeah,
That
that Barbie, yeah, that was. That's when we first learned about, transgenders and
And I explained to him what it was. Like that was too far. I didn't have to go
Yeah,
that
maybe
She
far.
so.
was like,
Maybe it's a
"Hi,
little
I'm
early.
lesbian."
Well,
That
alrighty
might be a
then.
little early.
Okay, so let me ask this right here. Now, I already know that um, this is not going to apply to any of you that's on here. But when I write these questions up and come up with them, I just think of some in general. So this is just a general question, if you know or however or whatever. Because listening to you is to all of y'all, it's not going to apply. But here we go. How can you prevent an unhealthy relationship between a mother and daughter? And I know we've talked about the way you was up, your upbringing and what you could do, you couldn't do, or whatever. But I'm just saying, how can you prevent that? So I know you can probably say, oh, okay, go ahead.
Empathize,
Albert.
take accountability. That's it.
Okay.
That like literally empathize. Sometimes just shut up. That sometimes you did it, and sometimes say I did it, and with no rebuttal. You know, and that could
Okay.
be just that simple.
You saying for either or the mother or the daughter, what for one of them
For
to
both
say
sides, yeah,
for
take
both sides.
accountability, and yeah, and sometimes like too pointing the finger at your mother. I mean, it's only so much you pointing you can do before you take accountability also of what their circumstances were, or where they may be at in life right now, or how much they can actually account for with their past history. So
Okay.
yeah, just try to do that and work your way through it.
All right. Anybody else comment? No.
Communication. I think um, talking to my daughter, allowing her voice to be heard in a respectful manner. Um, we get how we get across how we feel, and she's validated. That's what I try to do.
Okay. All right. Anybody else? No. Okay.
Everything that they said. And then I also think learn to protect your children, but not police your children. It's two different things.
All right.
I
Okay.
see
So
also leaving people just where they at. Some people don't know, you can abuse somebody by reiterating the issue. And actually you become the bully after a while if somebody truly does not understand, you know.
okay. All righty then. So man, y'all.
Perspective.
That's deep. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I had two other guests that I thought would have been on, but they didn't get to make it. That's totally different from what you guys were saying. I mean, totally different. But they reached out to me and couldn't make it on, and I was really hoping, because I'm telling you, this would have totally different from fighting the mom to doing a whole lot of things. But anyway, they couldn't make it on, so that's another show, part two,
Yeah,
probably
that
something
is
like that.
another show.
Yeah. So
Kumbaya, my God.
let's
Maybe they
see.
could use a little of this advice. We don't need that in our we don't need that.
Yeah, yeah, maybe so. I mean, the upbringing from y'all, I mean, it's like, I mean, perfect here, just about seems like. And I know y'all not just saying this just because mom is on. I'm sure if mom wasn't on, it'll be the same outcome with you guys. So, I mean, I appreciate that.
Wisdom, especially Aubriana, that heifer say whatever is on her mind.
She
Trust and
sounds so
believe.
honest. She's so honest. I see it.
You see
Yeah.
it? Ashley, that heifer say whatever. Okay, whatever. They both do, but that one right
She
there,
said whatever. And where she get that
Wisdom.
from?
I
Wisdom.
love that from you.
Okay, yeah, Wisdom, it's me too.
I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell.
Hmm.
All
Mm-mm-mm.
right. So I've asked this question a little bit, but now I'm gonna use this word toxic. But like I say, don't zero in on the word toxic. Just I mean because it's just some shit. I mean some stuff I come up with. Y'all don't know how hard it is for me to kind of hold because I usually drop a whole lot of language and I'm trying not to right now. So here we go. Don't zero in on the word toxic. Just kind of roll with it. So if a mother-daughter relationship, here's that word toxic, should she seek counseling too? So to, or should they seek counseling, and then who should initiate that? So if they're having a bad relationship, it's not going, doesn't apply to any of y'all already know that. Someone right out there may be listening right now that may be needing this advice. And that's why I want to cover some of these right now just to see. So, if the relationships is bad, toxic, they can't get along, no matter the upbringing, is counseling answer, and who initiate that? Go ahead, Tracy.
Well, I think in terms of who initiates that, that depends on how old the child is, right? If the child is younger, then the mother should obviously initiate it. If they see that the child is having problems and you're having a hard time communicating with her or him, then yeah, the mom should definitely initiate counseling because maybe there's something she or he, the dad's not doing right, um, to try to like see what's happening with the child. Two, I also want to say, like, we're not the perfect family. I even think that me and my mom could benefit from counseling. Like, everyone needs therapy. Therapy is not something like exclusive for just the people who need it. Like, everybody goes through mother daughter like relationship problems. It's just natural. It's going to happen, especially as a Black community, we have our generational trauma. My mom has her trauma. I have my trauma, but we're all just working through it together. And I think that's what makes us different. So, yeah.
Okay. And I didn't get to put an age on these questions. I know because it's can come up, depending on the age of the child, if this or that. So I'm just talking in general. So you can draw your own conclusion. You say, well, if it's a teenager, so like I said, these are just some general questions I come up with to kind of keep the podcast going. Because if I don't come up with nothing, it's going to just, what I'm saying.
Oh,
So
and I will lastly say, but as an adult, like, I do think that the daughter can initiate counseling. Like, if there's something that the daughter has a problem with, that luckily my mom's pretty open, so we are able to like communicate. But if there's something that the daughter's trying to talk to the mother about and it's not getting through, or there's something she thinks she needs help with, then yeah, the better the relationship, she can initiate it.
okay. Anyone else comment?
I think counseling is very beneficial. My girls will even tell you, as crazy as it may sound, they laugh when I say it. But I'll even call them occasionally and I'll be like, so what's up? Tell me something good, tell me something bad, tell me your sins. And whenever I say it, they're like, what? But I tell them, that's just the opportunity. Like, it's an open dialect. Say whatever. But don't I tell you guys, tell me your sins?
Yeah.
I'm like, tell me something good, tell me something bad, tell me your sins. That's just to let them know, and I have learned to, sometimes I do talk too much. So I'm working on that. And yeah, I believe that, and yeah, counseling is great. And if either one of my daughters were to initiate that, I'll be more than happy to jump on board to support them, because I'm here to break whatever generational curses there are, to make sure they don't instill those things in my future grandchildren.
All right. And I'll just say this right quick, and then anyone else can have a comment on that. To the viewers that's watching now, if you guys have any questions, put them off in the chat. I'll share them on the screen, and I'm saying, y'all know what I mean. And too much wine. And then my guest to see about maybe entertaining those questions. So anyone else have anything with that, seeking counseling? So, no. But let me ask y'all.
They did a great job.
I just feel Blacks need to normalize therapy, counseling in general, the whole community. I just feel like if maybe you should say a parent should initiate it, because from the child is, coming of age, kids go through a lot of mental things, but we don't diagnose mental illness in the Black community at all. You're just sad, you know what I mean? Or somebody's went through worse. And I think you could just say, oh, that's a thing. Or do you need counseling, instead of like, just, or counseling for it to be normal, to be a normal case, not why do you need it, just for it to be normalized. Back to normalization. I think mental health is a serious issue in the Black community, and we're just now starting to talk about it in 2025, and we're just not, honestly, and that's kind of why in the Black community we are starting to do things a little AWOL, and we're like, this is not like us, but no, we just never got to express, we never got to express. We've always had mental issues. So I think normalize it. Tell your child at age 3, you want to talk to somebody about this,
Right.
I mean, maybe kids be in distress.
Right. So let me ask this, since we're talking about counseling. So if we're talking about a counselor, should the counselor look like us? And if so, why? Or should it be any counselor? I have my opinion on that, but I mean, I'm just looking to see what you guys think. Should that counselor, if we taking our child or whatever to a counselor and we going to a counselor as together as a mother and daughter, uh, should that counselor look like us? Anybody?
I'll say to each
Mm,
his own.
Okay, who's
I I think that counselor should look like us and
But
have the same experiences as us because they can look like us and not have those experiences. And or even have people around them that have had those experiences because just because you didn't personally go through it, you can empathize with someone who did in that in our community. So I feel like that counselor needs to be among us.
okay? Anybody else?
yeah, I was gonna say like I'm not judging to each its own, but my personal preference would be a counselor that looks like us because I just feel like there's that natural connection. But just because a counselor looks like us does not also mean that that might just automatically be the right counselor for us. I also agree with Ashley. You still gotta figure out like if that counselor is the right person for you too.
Okay, okay. Anyone else on that counselor looking like us? I'll say this here. I'm not in the mother deal right here, but I'm not going to see no white counselor. But that's just me. I'm not going to see no white counselor, no Mexican counselor, no Chinese counselor. If they not black and look like me for something, I'm not going to see them. But that's just me. We're not talking about me. Okay.
Debunk everything you just said, little baby.
But you know what?
Wizzo.
How pro, like a little in, like my little input on it, how pro black I am. And to be honest, I just naturally would probably choose someone black because of natural, we would agree on things and relate on things. I don't like the whole black community thing. I really don't like, oh, because I'm black. Oh, you're black. So we understand each other. So I just don't know if that would be my priority. I think maybe relating. I'm a very stubborn person, and I've had a lot of, I think in our community, we use that black crutch and sister crutch, which is, we need that, but not in a disabling way to where every situation, especially in situations where it doesn't put the most positive light on us, sister this, sister that.
Right. Okay. All
I
right.
don't really like that much.
So I'm going to
Might be touch, maybe touchy to for the black people to hear, but
so I don't believe all skin folk is skin folk. Um
Know what I said?
so I don't think color wouldn't matter to me. And most of the pain that I've experienced has been by a black person.
Hmm.
So I'm just keeping it
okay,
real.
I'm pro black. I don't know about that.
Well, and my kid, and you know what's so crazy, Wizzo? My kids are, and I'm not. And all my, and well, hell, my husband is Malcolm X. Shit. Um,
Okay, then. All righty, then. While I'm getting ready to look for my next question, there's been something posted in the chat. I don't know if y'all can see that right now, but so okay, you say your husband is Malcolm X?
yes, Lord. But everyone says that I'm like a flower child, and my kids tease me all the time. They're like, "Oh, you're so Texan, Prasia especially, don't you, Prasia?
What happened? Oh, I was reading the question.
Don't you see
Me
me?
Yeah.
I'm
too.
so Texan now. I'm such a. I picked up Texas ways, and I became a real Texan now.
Supposedly, yes, I do say that.
All right. Go ahead, Ash. Oh, you're
Mhm.
not in.
I
You
can
didn't.
I respond to the question of the viewer?
Yes, because I haven't even had a chance to read it yet. But go ahead.
Well, I think it was to my actual response. So I would never. I don't think you should. And that's all. That's what labels. Saying mental health or anxiety is labeling. Nobody ever said tell your child they have mental health issues or anxiety.
Right,
And it's just saying, "Are you okay?"
right,
Simple as that. You don't have to
Yeah,
label.
I think
Yeah.
what she's saying is literally what we're saying. We're saying you should allow a child to validate their feelings and you
hmm
should validate them with them and express them. And you're not going up to your child and saying, oh, you're this, or you have this, or you're mentally no. Like she said, it's more about saying, okay, you're struggling with that. Let's figure out what this is. I think there's a
Right.
big difference in conversation there. You never want to just immediately diagnose somebody with a mental health issue. But
Yeah.
people
No
do struggle.
labels,
Yeah, people
especially
do
on
have
children.
mental health issues. But yeah,
I feel that everyone in the world has some form of a mental health issue. I tell my girls that all the time. I think everyone there, and I think that the more we all come to terms with it, it may be. I don't want to say use it as a crutch, because like I had one foster child that told me he had anger issues, and his biological parents even said, yeah, he has anger issues, it's known in the family. And I told them, I said, well, we're labeling him. And I said, and no children there, no child in my home is going to label themselves. I said, because I'm a happy home, and anyone who comes to my house is going to be happy. You know, I refuse for it to be anything else. But I do feel that we all, but I do tell them, like, it's okay to not always be okay. Um,
Right.
it's a normal feeling. So I do believe counseling is effective, and I do believe it is okay when they say, because I've had children, because I know she's a school teacher and I respect that, but I'm a foster parent, constant advocate. I've done a lot. I've done it all, you know. And so I deal with children with trauma all the time. So when these kids are telling me, I've had kids tell me mentally they don't feel okay. And I tell them it's okay, because I tell them, I say, you know what? Guess what? Miss Nika doesn't feel okay all the time too. Because I say, and the more we acknowledge that, the more that we know that it's okay to not always be okay. That's
Right.
fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I love
Okay.
that.
Well, I hope that answered our viewer, Sienna Womack, aka my daughter. Uh,
Oh, okay.
I seen it.
Okay. That's baby Wizzo.
Right.
she's tapping in. So,
Nonetheless,
Love
great
that.
question, and I get how it
Yes.
could be, misinterpreted. But
Hmm.
yeah,
and we speak openly here, so it is what it is. So let me ask you this, because I know I'm about to lose about two people here in the next couple of minutes. So this is just, again, just a general question.
I tried to.
I heard that. No.
No, we're here. We're here.
Okay. So, and I'm just going to word it like I had it. Does anyone feel that holding on to a childhood hurt or past event, is a um, I'm freestyling right here, or should you hold on, past experience, past hurt from mother or daughter, should you hold on to that, or should you just wind up letting it go? I know that could probably tie in with the counseling or something like that, but I'm asking about if you some childhood. Does anyone feel you're still holding on to hurt from childhood past the present? And that's how I had it written up, but you guys haven't. So speaking, if someone has, let's do that. How would you advise them?
If you're holding on to
Right.
past trauma,
Yes.
well, yeah, let it go. Like your daughter said. Like I said, at the one point, you will become the bully. There's only so many times, you can point the finger when you realize, this is cause and effect for this person, or this person truly doesn't know any better. And when are you just going to say, okay, I don't, this is not a person I want in my life, or I won't introduce this person to this part of my life, versus, oh, I'm just, are they still mad? I'm going to tell them why I'm mad. Especially after so many years, you're going to only disable yourself. You're going to cause yourself a lot of stress, a lot of mental illness.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yes, you become the problem. There's a point where you become, no matter what this person did to you, it's a point where there is a point in time, not to say the original topic wasn't their issue, but now it's quite frankly yours.
Okay. All right. Anyone else on comment?
Yeah, I think it's very important when you get to a certain age, when you're trying to heal, because we all got to heal from something, that you detach, so that when my sister said, you're not blaming everyone, because if you're doing that, it's focused on them, right? And you're not doing what you need to do to figure out what you need to do for yourself so that you can move forward, because you're just so angry at that person thinking about them, but what about you? So I feel like you really have to learn, and it's hard, it's tough, but you got to figure out a way to detach from that, and not blame anyone, to just heal yourself.
Right. Okay. Any other comments? Oh, let me bring Ashley back in. I keep losing y'all. Hold on just
Yeah,
for a
we
second.
we can roll over like 5 minutes, get Ashley on.
Yeah,
Like I know it's
she
coming on an hour.
she just okay. There she is. Let me get her back. Hold on.
Definitely.
Hey,
Okay.
y'all.
We need to send you some bandwidth.
Look, I don't know what's happening with this phone. My alarm went off, and when the alarm went off, it just froze the whole phone. I don't know what happened.
Okay, it's all good. So this, I know I'm about to lose two, and I've been trying to rush through these questions. That's why I ain't getting them good. Uh, any other comment on that? Not, I'll read off another one of my questions. Okay, so let me ask y'all this, and this is not even on my list. So, mother and daughter relationship. She was brought up, you know, loving, all that stuff, respectful and everything. And then at some point, all hell broke loose up in there. You know, they fighting with one another. They disrespectful. The mother's disrespectful. The daughter's disrespectful. I mean, how do you heal with that, or how do who initiate that? By the mother being the elder, the mother, even if the daughter may have been started out being disrespectful. But I'm just talking about if the whole relationship is just in turn at some point, maybe it's in turn because the mother don't want her seeing this guy. She's, let's say, 16, because like I say, I can't put no age on it. How do we talk to them, or how should that conversation go? You know, with those two ladies.
I never had a conversation with my daughters. They'll tell you. I would tell them, but I wouldn't tell them because the more you push for them to be, the more they're going to like the boy.
Mm.
Prasia had a little Mexican boy. I hated his guts. Um, and she knows it. And so what I did was I just went along, but I didn't. I went along because I knew, but I knew eventually it would end.
Right.
So when she would tell me things, I would just repeat them back to her. I'm like, so is this what you really want? You understand what I'm saying? And then one time he showed up to an event. She used to dance at the. She was a capoeira. He showed up smelling like weed, and I said, "Do you know that Christian was smelling like weed? What do you think about that?" And I told him I smell weed on you. He said it's medicinal purposes, and I said I find that highly disrespectful, and I think it's disrespectful that you showed up smelling. But anyways, I went off on him. I went off on him probably
I'm
about two or
sure.
three times.
I'm
So
sure.
eventually, I pushed his Mexican big eared ass away, and I'm happy that I did. And I'm not going. I'm coming off like I'm racist, and Lord, I'm not. I swear I'm not. But yeah, but hell, I say black ass when I'm talking about black
Baby,
people
tell them how
too.
you really feel.
So
Woo!
Ashley, so
You can't go.
but when she said they broke up, I freaking rejoiced.
Okay.
And then I
Okay.
said, "Oh, I said let's block his number just to make sure that you can heal properly."
All righty. Any comment, and then I want to see who, but I know I got a couple of people fixing to leave, but I want to make sure y'all give some type of closing comment. So, but anything on that along that line right now? Yeah.
No, I was
Not
just
for that specific question. If you want to close off with a few questions, we could do that.
yeah. My mom's right. Yeah, and the guy,
Yeah, like she
everybody
covered
hated
that. Like, to be honest, and then I think it's better from a mother's perspective here too, because with the specific scenario you gave, 16-year-old child, I think she has the best answer.
But let's let Ashley say what she feels.
Yes. Yes. It's open.
Oh, um, mama daughter relationships like that. Okay, everything dies, right? And these attachments that we have to everything. It's the reason why we cry at funerals when our loved ones go away. Not saying that we shouldn't have those things, but when it's people's time to go, they go. But however, everything dies. Back to that, right? Um, if a mother and daughter cannot get counseling to where the toxicity, especially physical, does not end, that relationship, just go ahead and salvage it, girl. You go ahead and you be happy over here. You go ahead and you be happy over there. I hate
Mm-hmm.
to say that because you birthed something, and that's special to us. Some of us, but it just is what it is. Everybody ain't a parent. Every
Mm-hmm.
mother does not have the mothering, you know. So, and it's okay. Just have it and give it away. I mean, people do that.
Mm.
It's okay. Detachments.
Mm. She spoke
Those are
that. Nothing
healthier.
else needs to be said. Shut your show down.
Drop the mic.
Yep,
That's
drop the
it.
mic, close the laptop.
All right. And so, any other comment on that? And then I go around. I'll just leave my questions and stuff for another day. But I like to make sure everyone get a chance with some closing comments. So, who would like to? Let me go right here. Who would like to lead it off with the closing comments?
oh, thank you for having us. I think this was a good topic. Um, yeah, I mean, if you aren't doing the work to heal, start doing it now. Yeah.
All right.
Both
All right.
sides, mother and daughter.
Gotcha. Okay. Closing comments.
Um, Shadow work. Mom, daughter, I don't care who got the book. Like, start doing the
Hmm.
work to heal yourself so that you can heal other relationships, especially the
Mm-hmm.
mother and daughter one, because that's a special gift.
Okay.
I'm just the type of person to like watch patterns and things, and I think it was very like intentionals first all be here. So even Ashley looking like my third sister, you know, and Mr. Wizzo having his daughter chime in. So I feel like this is something good Mr. Wizzo is doing for our community, and these are talks that need to be had more often. In this light, especially, I know he said everybody talks in a different perspective, but we're a good group.
Yes, yes, yes. All right. Closing comments?
I think I've talked enough with Zoe. You probably like shut up.
No, no, never, never. No, you ain't talked enough, but go ahead.
No, I've enjoyed it, and yeah, I didn't expect Ashley to be here. That just warmed my heart. Um, but no, I've enjoyed it. I love my babies. I love you guys. And if there's anything I've done to hurt you, I'll say it 1,000 times. I'm sorry. I wish that I could change it. I can't. But the only thing I can do is move forward. With moving forward, I'm going to try to give you the best that I got.
Mm, and there it is. I just
Mhm.
like to say, and I thank each and every one of y'all for taking the time out. I had several other questions that I didn't get a chance to get to due to time, but hey, I appreciate the time that each and every one of you gave to now in the open and honest answers. Because, like I say, it's uncut, unedited, unrehearsed, unscripted, so no one knows the questions but me. So I appreciate you guys, and hopefully we can come on again when we have a little bit more time and we can dive deep off into it. And then the other two that I come on because I feel that some of you guys may have had something to say to that other person that probably would have helped them along the way, maybe or maybe not, because their relationship with their mom and relationship with their daughter. So with that being said, ain't nobody mad but the devil. I am Paul Wizzo, and I'm going to send y'all the collection plate to pass around because y'all didn't read the memo where every guest has to send 99.95. So I'll be passing that around. No, I'm just playing.
I was like, my mom got the invoice because what?
I'm just tickled.
Wizard, your baby is talking to you.
I know it. That's my baby. She'll be calling me probably after this is over with. But once again, I just like to
Yeah,
everyone.
I don't want to be rude as well. If you curate this again, we can chime in. Maybe you could give us the duration time. I'll be a little more prepared when we
Right.
chime in. Yeah.
Okay, I have a little bit of time to stay. Do you need someone to stay, Wizzo?
No, no, it'll be fine. But the thing about it is, I never really know the
The
duration
duration.
time because some people get long winded. I've had a podcast for 3 hours. I had it from two. When I interview someone one on one, it usually lasts an hour. Usually, when I have 4 or 5 people on, it usually go close to 2 hours because people get into detail about what they want to talk about, and
Yeah,
I don't
I'll keep
take
that
the
in
time
mind.
from them. So it's open with me.
yeah. The
So
last time I was on, it was interesting.
yeah,
Keeping
I'll keep
stealing the black. I mean, keeping the black man's sperm for the black woman. It was
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'll keep that in mind. You cut him off too, Willie Mack, if you have to. This is your show, but I keep that in mind.
Right. Keep that. And if you guys want to get a sample, like I say, Wizzo Talk, I appreciate it if everyone subscribe. And it's always free to share the video. And if you go back and you watch Barbershop Talk or some of the other ones, I'm telling you, be careful because we drop a lot of language off in some of those. So it's not made for kids, it's made for adults.
They're adults, and I appreciate you caring that much, Wizzo. That means a lot to me, for real. That makes me put you somewhere else. With these two, I'm kind of okay with it. It was my 19th, yeah. So thank
Right.
you for even bringing
Right.
that
Well,
up.
wait, how are you going to speak to us if this is 30 years old? Like, I'm
We
sorry.
can't shut up, Preja.
And we live in New York City, just so you know. I'm sure
Well,
we
so
probably
what? You know what?
anybody in Texas.
I
Of course, they country
Look,
corporate
I
United.
don't even say the F word around you guys. When do I say F to y'all or anything? When have I really like cursed y'all out? You know
Let me
what?
get the gavel out.
I
Hey.
cannot.
No, okay. I ain't gonna hold anyone up. My daughter coming still. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all very much. And hopefully we'll do it again. And that's it. All I can say, this your boy Paul Wizzo. And I'll just say holla at your boy. And we up out of here.